The PBA Scorpion Championship is a battle of styles. The classic form of Tommy Jones. The power of BJ Moore. The two-handed lefty, Jesper Svensson. And the unexplainable, Brandon Novak. Get ready for excitement in Reno for $20,000 and bowling glory. The PBA Scorpion Championship, part of the PBA World Series of Bowling. And welcome inside the National Bowling Stadium in downtown Reno, Nevada for the PBA Scorpion Championship, presented by Reno Tahoe, USA. From 168 bowlers, we are down to these four. Tommy Jones, BJ Moore III, Jesper Svensson, and Brandon Novak, along with Kimberly Pressler. I'm Dave Lamont. Randy Peterson, who do you like here?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot on the line for all these players, but no more than Jesper Svensson. If he wins today, is it enough for the 21-year-old to take home Player of the Year honors?
Right now, standing by with Kimberly Pressler, 17-time titleist Tommy Jones.
Thanks, Dave. So, Tommy, you are going up against a field of young and up-and-comers. What's the plan to hold them off?
Well, you know, I've been out here a long time, so hopefully a couple of them, they're new to the shows, so they're probably going to have a little bit of nerves. You know, hopefully get off to a good start and not let them calm down.
All right, well, good luck to you today. Guys, back to you in the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Kimberly. What you're going to see here is all four of our competitors bowling in one match against each other. The top two will then face for the Scorpion Championship on this pattern.
47 feet of slickness. So vital for the players to keep their angles very straight, keep their targets in front of them. For Tommy Jones, the biggie, ball speed. If he gets fast, the ball's going to hydroplane.
And it will be BJ Moore III who will start off on the left-hand lane. He made the cut for the Cheetah Championship, but did not make it to the final match. And leaves a solid 4.
What did BJ Moore learn in the Cheetah Championship that can help him today? That's the big question for BJ.
Tommy Jones, I guess you can still learn even with this career. Player of the Year one time, 17 titles in 16 seasons. Solid 4-pin.
Both players leaving the 4-pin. You can see just how straight they're going. Break down the oil pattern to the right and then just try to kind of inch in left off of that. Jesper Svensson's got the entire left side of the lane to himself.
And Jones aggressively wipes out the 4. Now on the left-hand lane, it'll be Svensson from Gothenburg, Sweden, only 21 years old, and a sensation this season.
Told us this was a hard-fought championship round to get to.
And he trips the 6. Take a look at Brandon Novak in search of his first PBA Tour title, but he has had a good year. You see the 4 top 10 finishes.
Watch this swing, ladies and gentlemen.
And he'll knock him back. We go quickly to Tommy Jones. Well, wide right. You could hear immediately him say, "Oh gosh," the second it left his hand.
Well, if his bowling ball had snow chains for tread, that ball wouldn't get back from that spot.
And Moore with a solid, powerful strike.
I'll tell you how far BJ Moore has come, Dave. He made the Cheetah show. That's the shortest of the animal patterns. He made it on this show. This being the longest oil pattern, 47 feet.
Jones has a title this year, the Downham's Waste Services PBA Jonesboro Open, and he leaves an Open in the second frame. Of course, Svensson's year highlighted so far with a major championship. Leaves one behind.
Watch the push away go dead right, backswing way behind him, but he gets it in line on the way down.
Didn't like that one, and he avoided trouble for just a half a second. There was a 4.79 in his future, but now just a 4-pin. Meantime, Svensson, who has won all over the world in Thailand, Munich, and Shawnee, Oklahoma, when he won the Fire Lake PBA TFC.
How'd you like to be 21 years old, traveling the world, making big bucks, rock star looks? Guy's got the world by the tail. Or is the tiger by the tail? Something like that.
Or by the Scorpion.
Yeah.
And there is a complete miss for Novak on the 4-pin, although you do not want to grab a Scorpion by the tail.
Duly noted.
Yeah, there's your piece of advice for the day.
Thank you.
So Jones coming off an open frame. And as you would expect, with his pedigree, comes right back.
Tommy Jones caving in the bucket to strike there in the third as we take a look at VJ Moore's arsenal, going with very aggressive alpha crux, 9.5 on the hook scale.
And 10 straight back on the Moore scale. So Novak, who missed a single pin in the second frame, will have to recover immediately. He does, kicking aside the 10.
He's had a nice World Series. This guy can bowl. Don't let that unusual and unique form fool you. You don't get to this point here at the World Series of Bowling not knowing how to hook. As we take a look at the polar opposite arsenal of Jesper Svensson, going with urethane, pitch black.
And going to sit down after a strike. Everybody gets a strike in the third frame. You get a strike, and you get a strike, and you get a strike. We'll continue in a moment. The PBA Scorpion Championship, presented by Reno, Tahoe, USA, is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Reno, Tahoe, USA. For your next vacation getaway, go to visitRenoTahoe.com. By Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. And by Eldorado, Silver Legacy, and Circus Circus, Reno's premier downtown properties. It is time for our extra frame tournament highlights. 8 down to 4, and for Tom Doherty, just wasn't meant to be. He did lose in 5 to Jesper Svensson, the incredible two-handed lefty, who had to have a strike in the 10th in order to advance 238 to 230.
Our next matchup was Chris Prather against Brandon Novak, and Chris Prather did all he could to take it to 5 games, but it was too much Novak in the end as he wins game 5, 242 to 180.
Now EJ Tackett, watch this reaction. Why didn't I get the 7-pin? Tommy Jones, 10 straight back is why. Tommy Jones moves on 3 games to 1 over EJ Tackett.
Our last matchup was a sweeper, Mitch Beasley against BJ Moore, and it was all BJ Moore. With beautiful shots like that, BJ with the shutout.
So we take a look at our scores. Don't weep for Mitch Beasley, however. The Chameleon champion picked up $20,000. With a very impressive performance in defeating A.J. Johnson in the final. So here is Moore.
One shot right here.
Well, you could hear his wife, Tania, just say, "One shot right here, baby."
She ought to know. She's a very good player herself. Oh, 6 laid down in the gutter just a little bit.
It's all right. Good shot.
Good.
Keeping it in pocket. The only player to have a double through 3 frames. All players striking in the third. Tommy Jones, that open in the second frame.
And a double down for Jones.
Impressive young man, B.J. Moore. You won't meet a nicer gentleman, but what a great physical game.
It's like you stop on
You
that
knew her in
side
college
and
as
slap the
Tania
days
Falbo.
ago.
She now Tania Moore. They've been married just a few months. Here's Novak. And slipped out of the trouble there, and he'll leave just that single pin behind. Novak out of Chillicothe, Ohio. His first television final appearance. Jesper Svensson, not quite. 5 tour titles already at age 21.
3 this year. He wins here today. It's title number 4. Will it be enough to win Player of the Year?
Oh, a ring at 7. Reno has normally been good to him. They won the Chameleon Championship here last year. And Novak, who missed a single pin earlier. Just, you talk about your close shave. There you have it right there.
I'm telling you.
Wow. And Svensson works his way down to take care of that 7 pin. Here is our Barbasol close shave of the day.
The ball hit it or the wind knocked it over?
You know, as hard as he threw it, you might be right. There's a solid strike for Moore. That 6-pin came around at the right time.
Another quality shot by B.J. Moore. Now Tommy Jones looking for a triple.
Tommy made the TV finals 3 times last year, including a championship in the PBA Bear Open and Shawnee. 30th greatest player in PBA history in the voting held in 2009. Another 4-pin.
Now TJ is a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame. Just a marvelous career, 17 titles, 2 majors.
Be a teammate of B.J. Moore's in the PBA League for the Dallas Strikers. Svensson buries them back. The Swedish flag right there. Jones up very quickly to wipe out the 4-pin.
And up steps the PBA's version of Jim Furyk.
But like Furyk, successful. 2016 USBC Open Championship regular all events champion. Here's a different look at this style. And an unfortunate result for him.
Good break.
You're right about that.
Yeah, that was terrible. Just an awful break. Fast 7.
Jones struck on this left lane. He's also left an open on this lane. And he struck his last time up. 2 in a row on that lane for Tommy Jones. As for Novak, I asked him about that style. I said, how many people have tried to fix you? And he told a story of trying out for a college coach as he goes for it and picks up the 4.79. Just to complete the story very quickly, he said, yeah, I threw one ball. The coach said, you could never play for me unless I completely fixed you. And Brandon decided that wasn't the place for him.
Here's your hammer tough spare replay as he converts the 4.710 perfectly. You know, in adding to your story, Dave, from age 6 to 15, Brandon used a one-step approach. It's just amazing.
And Moore gets a sweep kick on the 10.
And watching him in match play of this event, BJ looked so strong because he was able to manufacture shots when the oil pattern transitioned with just plain ball speed.
No, that might have been a bit of a break for Novak. He's shaking his head. That wasn't his best shot. He knows it, but he got the kick on the floor, and he needed it.
After the last shot, he deserved the break.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Getting back to BJ Moore, though, if his ball starts to read a little bit early, he doesn't really have to move a whole lot. All he has to do is increase ball speed, and that'll get it through the front part of the lane.
Svensson is not struck on this right lane. Until now.
You were saying?
Yes, well, that's why I hesitated. I left the door open for the inevitable strike with a player this talented.
2 left on that lane, and I hit that one pretty much.
Yeah, you hit the heck out of that one,
Yeah.
right? You probably move one back right if you want to hit it.
Another 4-pin. We've had a bunch of those in this game. So a quick conversation with Svensson and Tim Mack.
Big shot here.
In the game.
There goes the 5-pin.
And he does get in the game. BJ Moore bowling a nice tidy 218 thus far with a spare here. Every ball in the pocket. 2 4-pins and a 10-pin. The rest strikes.
The top 2 will advance and bowl for $20,000 in the PBA Scorpion Championship. So it's still very much up in the air here. Nobody really eliminated. And Novak wants a piece of this as well. So he has a double.
Brandon Novak would like that whiff on the 4-pin in the second frame back.
Face, that's trouble.
Uncharacteristic shot from Jesper Svensson, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time for him. Working on a double, 7th frame.
Moore clean through 7.
Come on.
Yes. He urges it, and it works.
Solid.
Svensson will pay the price. If you take a look at Tommy Jones' arsenal, we've had some long lists. He's shortened it down. Pretty simple.
Going with the Tyrant 10 on his hook scale as he takes sandpaper out of his pocket, roughs up the inside of that thumb hole. A unique way of putting his hand in the ball. Thumb first, twists the fingers in last.
Perfect pocket hit for Jones.
Big shot there for Tommy Jones. Coming off the open frame, he now has a 3-bagger. Open in the second, double 9 spare 3-bagger for TJ.
Now Jesper Svensson.
It's all or nothing now, in my opinion, for Jesper. He's got to strike out to get there.
And the youngest player to ever win the Tournament of Champions comes through with a big strike. So Novak very quietly trying to claw his way back in this. He's riding a double.
Him and Tommy Jones using the same Tyrant.
Look out. 3-6, no, maybe it's just a 6-10. Nope, going to be 3-6-10 for Brandon Novak. I mentioned his top 10 finishes this year. He had 4 of them. The USBC Masters, he was 9th. At the Bear Open, he was 7th. The World Championships, 8th. And the Chameleon, 8th.
There's no doubt that Brandon Novak can bowl. I mean, he's proved that. Don't let that style fool you.
It was on me.
He said, it's on me.
You know, I remember watching Walter Ray Williams Jr. bowl, and if you didn't know who he was and you walked into your local center and Walter Ray was practicing, you wouldn't hesitate to go up and ask him to bowl for a couple $100.
Of which you would
based
lose.
Based on style. You know,
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you'd watch him bowl and you go, that guy couldn't beat anyone. And then you'd bowl him and, of course, you'd lose.
Well, you will get to see him in the Shark Championship.
Can't wait for that.
And if he is able to emerge victorious, that will be 100 combined PBA titles for multi-million.
Shots!
And that will be actually right after
Shots.
this Scorpion
Good
pattern, which
shots.
we still have plenty of work to do because we have not yet identified our top two. As you take a look at the scores, there's no clear front runner here.
Well, BJ Moore can really help his cause with a strike here in the 9th, working on striking the 8th. Powerful. Fun to watch. Fun to watch this young man.
Svensson trying to work his way back in. He's in 3rd at the moment.
Must strike here for Jesper Svensson.
Well, he had not missed on the left lane until he threw that, as you called it, uncharacteristic shot through the face in the 7th frame. And he got a little through the face, just a touch there.
He wanted that one. He needed that one because if he would have struck out 9th and 10th, he would have bowled for the title.
That slides away, and that is a troublesome leave. 1-2-8-10. So you can see as you take a look at both players there, neither one of them look terribly happy at the moment.
Well, Jesper Svensson's going to need help now, and he's going to need help from Tommy Jones. Tommy only needs a mark.
And Novak may have just taken himself out with that. Tommy Jones is not known for being helpful to other bowlers, though, is he?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hence 17 titles and 2 majors.
And he's really good in situations like this.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, boy. Big break there. That could have been a disaster.
What happened there?
Nice shot.
Just the full yank.
Well, now Moore riding a double. And he leaves a bucket.
DJ's safe. Max score Brandon Novak 185. Jesper 205. Tommy Jones and BJ Moore are going to advance to the title match.
Solidly converted by Moore. And he can max at 224.
Ball change for Tommy here.
And that's how you finish it, and that is it. It will be BJ Moore III looking for his first PBA Tour Championship. Tommy Jones looking for his 18th in the Scorpion Finals. Ought to be a very good match because both players were super solid. Moore and Jones for $20,000 on the Scorpion Championship. So it's BJ Moore III and Tommy Jones who will go head-to-head for the $20,000 of the PBA Scorpion Championship as Jesper Svensson and Brandon Novak finish out of the top 2. So let's take a look at our track tech talk in the unique Brandon Novak form.
Big push away to the right. You can see how far behind it his body, the ball swings. But the only thing that really matters here is how he gets it back into position. There's that push away. Normally, we like to teach players to push left. See how it comes around him, gets back down, but now he's able to get his elbow and hand to the inside part of the bowling ball. He gets back into position beautifully.
So it wasn't good enough, however, for Brandon Novak in this particular instance, but he'll be back. There's no question he'll be one of the top competitors on the tour. All right, we've got the veteran. We've got B.J. Moore III, who clearly learned from his previous television experience in the Cheetah Championship. Who do you like?
Well, you know, if BJ can keep it together mentally, he's got a great chance of winning his first title. But he's going up against one of the toughest players in the championship match in Tommy Jones. But I like BJ Moore in this matchup.
All right, we'll see if Randy's correct. It ought to be a great style. Two classic right-handers, Moore and Jones, going for $20,000. Can Tommy Jones lock down yet another PBA title, or will B.J. Moore III break through for title number 1? It's that time of the year, Santa in all forms. Never seen Santa with a ball cap on before, but it works. We are ready to go for the PBA Scorpion Championship presented by Reno, Tahoe, USA. We go back to the 2015 championship.
Yeah, and who can forget the unbelievable performance by John Van Hees. The other players made the lanes look very difficult. He made them look easy as he takes down his good friend Jason Sterner in the title match, 202 to 176 for his first ever career title.
Well, same thing could happen here.
Could be back-to-back for us.
Take a look at the other winners, including the Dominator in 2011, Tom Doherty 2012, Tom Smallwood 23. Well, who will be Tommy Jones on top of that list for next year, or B.J. Moore III, who would be a first-time titleist. Broke up a 4-9.
B.J. Moore, the only player to make 2 TV finals in the animal pattern telecast.
He remembered very, very clearly, and not necessarily fondly, the 2014 World Series of Bowling in Vegas when he finished 6th twice in the Viper and Scorpion Championships and just barely missed out.
Yep.
He hasn't forgotten that. And he's been using that as fuel on this run.
Yeah, absolutely. And nor should he. I mean, you use that and those experiences to grow. It's part of the maturation process that you go through out here.
And a ball change for Tommy Jones, and it's perfect. Let's check in with Kimberly, who's standing by with Jesper Svensson.
Thanks, guys. So, Jesper, what happened in the 7th frame when you had that uncharacteristic split?
You know, it's always bad to leave splits, but when you leave splits, when you think you throw it good, that's just heartbreaking, and that put me in a very bad situation this time, and I couldn't recover from that.
How are the lanes looking out there?
Actually quite different to what we bowled on during the qualifiers, and I just couldn't really figure out that right lane. I felt pretty confident on the left lane, but the right lane wasn't very good, and I just couldn't figure it out.
Well, you still made the show, so congratulations for that. Guys, back to you.
Kimberly, thank you very much. Jesper, great bowling, and look forward to so much more from Jesper Svensson.
Did I ever tell you about the man crush I have on Jesper?
I didn't want to reveal that because
Yeah.
I didn't want to put you in an awkward position. But now that you've said it, you don't have to tell me. I saw it.
Okay. Yeah. No, he's like my man. Yeah.
All right. Well, he's earned it.
That dude is so cool.
What a powerhouse strike from Moore.
Tommy Jones goes with the ball change, and it works out nicely for him as he starts with back-to-back strikes. B.J. Moore 4-pin, and then follows up with a strike of his own right there as he has his own 10-pin party in the pit. Trying to beat Tommy Jones in a title match is kind of like a Bigfoot sighting. It's hard to come by.
Look out here. Well, you mentioned Jones's record in TV title matches, 14-5.
That shot there is kind of surprising to me because he went 4-pin in the first. And off that 4-pin, you would have thought that BJ maybe would have inched in a little bit deeper. It looks like Tommy Jones has transitioned in a little deeper. But he goes through the nose and he pays for it.
So he's going to give Tommy Jones an opening in the early going here. Jones with the early 22-pin lead. Not just title matches where Tommy Jones is tough to beat, 14-5, just on TV, his career record. 43 wins and only 23 defeats, and he averages over 221 in those appearances.
Won an extra frame event this summer, climbing the ladder using urethane.
Up a little bit.
Just enough.
And there you go. The lanes have transitioned enough where Tommy, if he gets soft enough and does miss a little bit right, he can still get it to turn the corner. And that's exactly what happens here. Look at that big high backswing. Tommy himself a great athlete. Just inside that last rangefinder, tickles the rack for a three-bagger.
How is that oil breaking down?
Well, it breaks down at front first, where the balls are being laid down on the first 15 feet of the lane, the head area. So once that oil goes, the players have to move in to find fresh oil. But it also gives them a little bit of friction to the right.
If you get a chance to see what Randy is talking about there with that uniquely colored oil,
Good
Jones
shot.
kicks the side of 10.
Good shot.
Tommy also winning the $10,000 extra frame bonus this year. He's had a nice season. And boy, what a way to finish with a victory here in the Scorpion Championship for Tommy Jones.
And Moore trying to claw his way back. And that's one way to do it, but he's still way down. But there's still time to go as well. By the way, today's Columbia 300 fun fact. Today's telecast marks the first time the finals of a PBA Tour event have been televised on Christmas Day. ×2 because the Shark follows. And that ought to be lots of fun.
Talk about a great gift. Back-to-back shows on Christmas Day.
Well, BJ Moore is now having to deal with two opponents, Tommy Jones and a little bit himself.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at this. And he goes and makes the move there, and it goes light. And when a player's going high and light on the same lane, their chances of winning aren't very good. And with Tommy Jones being perfect through 4, the odds are even worse for BJ Moore. I'll tell you, Dave, for me, it all comes down to ball speed. And Tommy Jones is really good at getting soft with his speed when he has to. BJ Moore hasn't showed us that he can do that. He has not shown that he can really adjust that ball speed, but he didn't need to throughout match play and qualifying.
And you see, let's see, the guy on the right is Bob Thomas. Can you help me with the guy on the left,
I
Randy?
think that's Marshall Holman, but I'm not
You're
sure.
kidding. Marshall Holman?
Of course that's Marshall Holman.
We kid because we love him.
One of the greatest ever right there.
Oh, no doubt. And one of the most entertaining as well as talented. There was always a party when Marshall was on the lanes.
Tommy Jones stays soft enough and really controls that ball speed. I don't believe he'll miss the pocket the rest of the game. And once again, I am wrong.
I didn't want to say that either, but yeah.
Tommy, come on, you got to be better than that.
The speed was good, the location not. This was left out of his hand. What's that word that they use in skeet shooting?
Oh, you got me there.
Pull?
Oh, that, okay. I thought you had something else, a sophisticated skeet shooting term.
Listen, we've done enough shows together to know that me and sophistication don't go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Come on. It was close.
You know, sometimes players get lulled to sleep just a bit when their opponents aren't putting any pressure on them. Right now, Tommy Jones needs to step up and make quality shots. If he does, he will win for the 18th time.
And the 15th on television. Some of his events have not been televised that he has won. Just a little bit off.
He can afford it, though. He's got such a big lead right now. But he's also given B.J. Moore a chance to get back in this. B.J. good on the right lane, not so much on the left lane.
And Jones not making any big mistakes. But that for him was an unsatisfying trip after opening with a 4, a bagger. Well, he's just a slight bit off his game as well.
Just a little bit softer and that ball turns the corner. Front part of the lane starts to burn up. The players have to move in and increase angle just a little bit. And on 47 feet of oil, you get it just a little bit right with speed. It's not getting back. So you see the beautiful release of B.J. Moore. You can see just how little that down lane motion is.
Blasting those pins aside. But Moore remains down 41 now. PBA's Expert Frame is your home for exclusive live coverage of the PBA, PBA 50, and PWBA tours. The first 2 months of 2017, Expert Frame will bring you exclusive live coverage from Japan, plus 3 consecutive weeks of major tournaments in February. Yearly, monthly, and 3-day subscriptions are available. Click on the Expert Frame link in the menu section of PBA.com for more information. You might get Marshall Holman and Randy Peterson on Expert Frame sometime.
Come on.
Oh, my, right.
Oh, my.
You know when you see that at kids' birthday parties, you know, when it comes off the bumpers and somebody knocks it and the 4 goes into the 2, goes into the 1, that's the only time you ever see a shot like that.
I mean, this almost struck. Watch this. Watch this pin action. This is crazy. Look at that.
That is unusual.
B.J. Moore has completely lost his ball reaction, his confidence, and his feel.
And there's hardly anybody worse to do that against than his opponent.
It's such a lonely spot to be in. National television, title match, and you've got nothing. That's when you start sweating like Shaquille O'Neal at the free throw line. Trying to get some advice from Hall of Famer Del Ballard Jr.
And Jones is missing, and there's a little bit of an opening there if Jones can't convert.
Okay, it's starting to get ugly.
Why do you think that is?
It's just the lane's transitioning. Again, the front part of the lane blows up. The players have to move in. They're using so strong equipment, so much surface. Now you can see the look at how this area right here in the middle part of the lane is just getting beat up. So the players have to move in to find fresh oil. The worst ball reaction is when your ball hooks early.
So an open frame for Tommy Jones in the 7th, and that cuts his lead to 28. But still, B.J. Moore III is going to have to step it up and find the strikes that have eluded him in these last 3 frames.
Players have to move in. Their angle through the front has to be perfect, along with their release and ball speed. B.J. Moore still in this. Max score of 215. Right now, Tommy Jones is at 213.
Shot.
He liked it, and he has every reason to say good shot.
Yeah, that was a good one. Can B.J. Moore mount a charge here in the 8th and 9th frame to give himself a chance? Fresh off of the advice from Del Ballard Jr. Let's see what young B.J. Moore can do here.
That PBA regional title was 2013 in Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
There you go.
There you go. All right, whatever Del said works.
I'm going to go get a lesson with Del after we're done.
Wouldn't be a bad idea for about any bowler I can think of to listen to the Hall of Famer. So the 2 members of the Dallas Strikers of the PBA League going face-to-face right here.
This beautiful form. How steady that head is as he snaps through it at the bottom of the swing. Now, to have any chance to win, he must strike here on a lane that he hasn't struck on the entire game.
Come on.
Oh, the big 4.
So much better. Oh, so much better.
I think he liked this initially. You heard him say, come on, in between 3rd and 4th arrow, and then it just breaks loose right through the schnoz. Big 4.
Chops 1.
Tommy Jones is going to win.
His 18th PBA Tour title. So when you think of our animal patterns here so far, Randy, 40-year-old Mike Wolf, 48-year-old Mitch Beasley, 38-year-old Tommy Jones.
Tommy Jones is only 38.
That's what it says here. I think Tommy might want to word with you after that remark.
You know how many words Tommy has had with me?
Tommy Jones from Simpsonville, South Carolina is the winner. His 18th Tour Championship is worth $20,000. He's the PBA Scorpion Champion, presented by Reno Tahoe, USA, defeating B.J. Moore III in the title match. The PBA Scorpion Championship, presented by Reno Tahoe, USA, is brought to you by HotelPlanner.com, the best place to book hotel rooms. Best rooms, best rate, guaranteed. By Reno Tahoe, USA. For your next vacation getaway, go to visitrenotahoe.com. By the United States Bowling Congress, creating competitive opportunities at all levels as we build a future for the sport. Visit bowl.com for more. And by Skechers, wide fit with air-cooled memory foam. It's first class for your feet. So your champion, boy, that's just such a beautiful place, Lake Tahoe. Have to mention that first. Now it's time for our Geico Championship recap.
Well, it's all Tommy Jones to start as he gets out of the gate with the front 4. But then all of a sudden, things got real interesting in the 7th frame when he went 2-4-10. Come on. BJ had a chance working on a strike, but in the 9th frame, it was a big 4. Tommy Jones after the split, well, he strikes. Game over, 211, 168. Tommy Jones, your champ.
And for the 18th time, he is a PBA Tour champion. He's standing by with Kimberly Pressler.
He sure is, guys. Tommy, You know, you built a big lead, and then you just kind of cruised it in for the win, but strikes were looking hard to come by towards the end there. What was happening with the lanes?
Well, you know, anytime you have that much surface and three guys that have some rev rate, they're going to break down. There's not a lot of volume in there. And, you know, they just started going in the front, so we started chasing it a little bit. And if you got it going away from you saw it just wouldn't hook. So they just got really hard. And, you know, fortunately, I made 4 good shots at the beginning of the game to get a big lead. And the transition just caught up to BJ.
Now, in either match, was there a point when you went, uh-oh, I might not have this?
Yeah, the first game, you know, the elimination game, I didn't really get off to a good start. You know, I had to open in the second early, and you know, those guys they're pretty lined up. They start off a little bit easier than they do as they transition. So I thought I was in a lot of trouble, but you know, fortunately, I made a couple of shots and survived.
You survived indeed. Congratulations on becoming the PBA Scorpion Champion.
And a deserving winner for certain. Tommy Jones, a champion one time again. Well, coming up, will it be number 100 for Walter Ray Williams Jr.? A combined 100th PBA Tour title could be on his fingertips in the PBA Shark Championship. We'll bring that to you next. Great action among our 4 bowlers here on this Scorpion pattern with Jesper Svensson. Had the left lane all to himself, but was not able to make it to the championship match. Brandon Novak, a near miraculous conversion of the 4.79 to keep his hopes alive, while BJ Moore, a star in the making with 10 in the pit. But it was the veteran, Tommy Jones, who picks up title number 18. Jones knows what to do under the lights. For my partner, Randy Peterson, and for Kimberly Pressler and our crew, I'm Dave Lamont. Congratulations to our champion, Tommy Jones, for winning the World Series of Bowling Scorpion Pattern.